Once upon a time in Old Mexico, the tale of Día de los Muertos and la Pira de los Olvidados. Once upon a time, in a land where the sun kissed the earth with a golden glow and the shadows whispered secrets of the past, there lay a small village in the heart of Mexico. As autumn wrapped its chill around the air, the villagers prepared for a celebration that was as vibrant as it was somber. Día de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. It was a time when the spirits of the departed were said to return, drawn by the fragrant offerings laid out on altars called ofrendas. Families adorned their homes with marigolds, their bright orange petals symbolizing the fragility of life and the beauty of remembrance. The villagers carefully arranged food on the ofrenda altars, placing sugar skulls, little round loaves of pan de muerto with crossbones made of dough, and the favorite dishes of their departed loved ones. Candles burned brightly beside photographs, while marigold petals formed paths to guide the spirits home. Families murmured prayers and stories, inviting the souls to partake in the offerings, ensuring no one was forgotten. The rich aroma of tamales, mole, and ripe fruit mingled with the scent of copal incense, filling the air with warmth as the living honored the dead in joyful remembrance. Stories of those who had passed echoed through the village, mingling with the sweet scent of pan de muerto. But little did they know, in the shadows of the night, another tradition awaited, a much darker ritual that would unfold the day after Día de los Muertos, la Pira de los Olvidados. In the old days, when the world was still shrouded in superstition and fear, la Pira de los Olvidados was a sacred rite, born from ancient pagan traditions. It was said that after the joyous celebration of life, the villagers gathered at the edge of the forest, where the trees loomed like sentinels and the moon hung heavy in the sky. Here, under the cover of darkness, they would perform a ritual that echoed with pain and relief. The air was thick with anticipation and a hint of dread. The ritual had fallen out of favor in the modern world, shunned for its dark undertones and the fear it inspired. Yet, there were those who still believed in its power, the power to sever ties with the departed whose memories haunted them. It was a tradition that had once empowered the oppressed, allowing them to confront their fears and reclaim their lives from the shadows of the past. The villagers came together, clutching photographs, scraps of paper with names and messages scrawled in anger, disappointment, and sorrow. They were ready to release their burdens. As the clock struck midnight, the villagers lit a bonfire that roared to life, casting flickering shadows against the trees. The flames danced like spirits caught in a frenzy, their warmth fighting against the chilling wind. The villagers formed a circle around the fire, their faces illuminated in a ghostly glow, each bearing a look of fierce determination. They whispered the names of those they wished to forget, casting the memories into the flames, one by one. With each item consumed by the fire, a cheer would rise from the group, freedom from the past. The flames crackled, creating an eerie symphony that echoed in the stillness of the night. But as the fire grew, so did the intensity of the ritual. It was said that spirits burned in La Pira were exiled to the farthest corners of the underworld, forbidden to return and haunt the living. Yet, there was a darkness lurking beneath the surface, a price to pay for the freedom they sought. Among the villagers was a woman named Isadora, whose heart was heavy with grief. She had lost her husband to a tragic accident, a cruel twist of fate that left her broken and alone. The night of La Pira, she clutched a slip of paper tightly in her hand, the words etched with tears. She had written a final message to him, filled with both love and bitterness. As she stepped forward to cast it into the flames, a chill swept through the air, causing the flames to flicker and twist unnaturally. "Do not let him come back," whispered one of the elders, her voice trembling with fear. "The fire may hold him captive, but it can also release that which should remain bound." But Isadora was resolute. With a deep breath, she hurled the paper into the fire. The flames roared higher, illuminating her face as she felt a rush of exhilaration mixed with fear. She had done it. She had freed herself. But as the fire crackled, something shifted in the atmosphere, and a haunting wail echoed through the woods. The villagers froze, their laughter fading into silence. Suddenly, the fire surged, spitting embers into the night sky, and the shadows lengthened, twisting and curling like dark fingers reaching for the living. Isadora felt a cold breeze whip around her, carrying with it the anguished cries of the spirits she had sought to banish. They surged forth from the flames, their faces twisted in torment, each one a reflection of her grief, each one a reminder of what she had lost. In that moment, Isadora understood the true nature of La Pira de los Olvidados. The ritual was not merely a release, it was a binding. The spirits trapped within the flames were not free to roam. They were bound to her, forever tethered by the memories she had sought to forget. The fire that had promised liberation instead offered a dark twist of fate. As the spirits encircled her, Isadora's heart raced. She could see the anguish etched on their faces, their suffering intertwined with her own. Desperation clawed at her throat as she realized that in her quest to forget, she had condemned herself to a never-ending cycle of grief. The villagers, sensing the shift in the air, began to murmur nervously. They understood then that the flames were not simply consuming memories, they were awakening spirits long thought at rest. Isadora fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face as she pleaded for forgiveness. But the spirits were not interested in mercy. They were hungry for recognition, for the love that had been stripped from them in life. As the fire flickered, the villagers watched in horror as the spirits lunged toward Isadora, wrapping her in a suffocating embrace of sorrow and regret. The air turned heavy with despair, and the once celebratory night became a cacophony of wails and whispers. In that moment, Isadora realized that she could not escape her past. The ritual had awakened not just her memories, but the very essence of her pain. The flames danced wildly, and the villagers, now paralyzed by fear, stepped back. Isadora was lost to the fire and the spirits that sought vengeance for their forgotten lives. It is said that on the night of La Pira de los Olvidados, if you listen closely, you can still hear her wails blending with the cries of the spirits, a chilling reminder of the dark price of forgetting. And so, dear listener, remember this tale the next time you celebrate Dia de los Muertos. Honor your loved ones, yes, but tread carefully when considering the shadows. For while the light may illuminate the joy of remembrance, the darkness holds its own secrets, secrets that may come back to haunt those who seek to sever their ties to the past. In the end, the fire that offers liberation may also consume you whole, binding you to the memories you wished to escape. The end.
Salías de un templo un día, llorona, cuando al pasar yo te vi.